There's a lot to discover in Manhattan's Chinatown, but I bet you won't expect to find a Jewish cemetery 3.5 centuries old. However, that's exactly what you can find here. This is the oldest Jewish cemetery in North America. It is the oldest of 3 remaining cemeteries here in Manhattan that are associated with the Shirith Israel congregation, and today is locked off to the public. The importance of protecting these cemeteries is very prevalent these days, as 2 cemeteries in St. Louis and Philadelphia have recently been vandalized with what can only be assumed were anti-Semitic motivations. Shirith Israel was the first Jewish congregation here in North America, arriving back in 1654, a Sephardic congregation originating in Recife, Brazil. When Portugal took control of Recife, which was previously under Dutch occupation, all of the Jews, mostly of Spanish and Portuguese descent, fled, escaping the Inquisition. Some went back to Europe, others to the Caribbean, but by some chance, unexpected circumstances, 23 Jews from the Shirith Israel congregation arrived in yet another Dutch colony, New Amsterdam, which is now New York City. Initially, these Jewish people were not accepted by the colony. Peter Stuyvesant, the Dutch governor at the time, not the nicest guy in the world. One leg, yes, also anti-Semitic. These Jews had to fight for their rights to stay within the colony, and they won. Stuyvesant was quickly reminded that New Amsterdam was founded to thrive and profit, and if bringing in more population, regardless of heritage, would help do so, then so be it. Shirith Israel was the only synagogue in New York City from 1654 until 1825. It started with just 23 people, and now New York City has the largest Jewish population in the world outside of Israel. These stories and these immigrants set the precedent for the current nation that now occupies this land to accept all immigrants for its benefit, regardless of race, creed, or religion. Denying any immigrant for these reasons only takes us back to the Dark Ages. There's some great stories inside here too. Veterans dating back past the Revolutionary War. Jonas Judah, the first American-born Jew accepted in medical school. Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States, Benjamin Nathan Cardozo. And though not buried within any of these cemeteries, another noteworthy congressional member of Shirith Israel was Emma Lazarus, the famed poet who wrote the New Colossus, a sonnet that is still engraved within the Statue of Liberty, welcoming immigrants to this great country. See you next week.